Let me stop sharing this one. And let me see now if I can find that document because it's not opening in the PowerPoint. So, anybody? Come, Tony, how can you begin your story? I'm waiting, you know.
I'm going you Carlos.
Cheval?
You hear me?
Ashane,
Yes, miss.
how can you begin a story? Think and give me your ideas. How can you begin a story? All of us at some point would have read a story. You would have been exposed to stories. So you know how, several ways that you could begin a story. So tell me some of them.
Miss?
Introduce a character.
I'm not going to tell you anything, you know, so you tell me.
By introducing a character?
How? How?
No.
How do you introduce a character? Can't seem to find the document on here.
Where are you?
How you introduce a character?
Tell the name, answer.
Right. So what do you do? Do you describe how you do it? You could start a story by introducing a character, and you could do that by describing the character, right?
Telling, yeah.
All right. So that's one way. How else? Somebody else. So who gave me that response
earlier that you can start it by describing like the place, but you wasn't hearing me.
Okay, I wasn't hearing you, and that's good. Yes, you can start by describing the setting. You can start by describing where the story is taking place. Yes. What else?
You can start with a memory.
You could start with a memory. That's wonderful. Give me an example.
It was 7 minutes after midnight, and
All
it
right.
could be what we're doing.
All right. Good. Give me some more. So you could start with a memory. You could start by describing a character. You could start by describing the setting. Those are 3 ways. There are other ways. Give me some more. Think about it. Think about all the stories that you've read, all the stories that you've had read to you.
We're still for this. Oh, supposed to describe?
Go again. I'm not telling you to describe anything, you know. I'm asking you to give me some suggestions.
How to start a story?
Yes, how to start a story.
Oh, all right. Wait a minute. On this.
You could lead into the story with a purpose. With a purpose.
Lead into the story with a purpose. I'm not sure that's so clear to me. So explain a little bit more.
They could say like the rain was falling on the house top, or it was pouring.
So basically, you're describing what is happening?
Yes.
Okay. You could be, and you could also begin with dialogue. You could begin right in the middle of the story, right where all the excitement is happening. You could begin there as well, and then so you could begin in right in the middle of the excitement, and you could take me back to show me what led to this. Right? So you could use something that we call the flashback technique. You know what anybody has heard of the flashback technique before?
No.
Okay. All right, we'll talk about that further. But basically, the flashback technique involves the going back in the past. So you begin in the future. You begin in the present, sorry. You begin in the present, so you're beginning the now. We see what is happening now, but you go back to the past in order to explain what is happening right now in the present. All right? So that's a flashback technique. And you could begin with people having a conversation. Begin with dialogue, people talking. Okay?
Yes, right.
Did you come up with any other beginning to your story? When you can't say no, you know, just respond. Say something. Don't be so quiet, so silent. Say something.
Can't come up with no more.
All right, and that's fine, but I do commend you for trying. I do commend you for trying. All right, guys. So, of course, tonight's class didn't go as well as I would have wanted it to go. But hopefully you would have learned something. And this is where you respond to me like, yes, miss, I learned something. No, miss, I didn't learn anything. Tonight's lesson was really terrible because it's something. You can't be so silent, you have to talk. Chevelle, you saying something?
Yes, miss. Tonight's
Yes?
lesson was very informative in getting me to construct my story better.
All right, good. Thank you. I don't feel so bad. I don't feel like this all went down the drain. Yes? Somebody else?
Miss, I didn't get catch the class from start, but however, I learned how to identify the setting of a story and so forth. So
All right, so you learned the elements.
right.
Remember we said that, guys, if you're going to be late or if you're going to be absent, you need to say something. I know that a lot of you, I send messages. I remember sending a message 2 minutes to the class. Well, class begins in 10 minutes. Nobody respond. We say, all right, only Chevelle alone, come on. Class begins in 2 minutes. Nobody. We say, okay, I'll wait 10 minutes and nobody respond. So I know that you're reading the messages and you're really not saying anything. You need to say whether you're going to be late or I'm glad that Mr. Bernard is so obliging that he's willing to record the class, or well, I do it too. Record the class so that you can have access to it, but you need to get here at 8. And if you're not going to be here early, then, or if you're going to be absent, then you say something. That's that. I'm going to send you the video that you couldn't say you couldn't hear well. I'm going to send it to you, so hopefully it's not too large, so I can't upload it on Edmodo. If I can upload it there, I will. I will also send